Okay. Hey, YouTube. I'm not dressed. I got to go get myself together, but I'm going to take you with me to court. Today is July 29th, 2021. So, um, this case is uh, is a case I filed against Bayfront Medical Hospital as a pro se litigant. Okay, and if you ever file a case as a pro se litigant, and any kind of attorney, anybody, um, if you're in school, like I'm in school for paralegal studies. So I filed this case against what they did to my child, to my Khadijah, and they've been trying to dismiss it because they said the preliminary work didn't get done. So what happened was, I had an attorney at first that had this case, and he was sitting on it for so long, and I didn't know why, that I finally said, just give me my case back and let me file it myself. So I filed it, and when I filed it, with barely enough time, because he sat it on it with it where it almost got to the 2-year statute of limitations. And by the time I filed it was probably maybe 3 weeks before the statute of limitations. So after they received it, so they said that the preliminary work wasn't done. So, of course, when you file a lawsuit, the other side has to come up with a defense. No matter what, they have to come up with a defense. So their defense was that the preliminary work wasn't done. So I went back through, because this attorney had this case for a whole almost 2 years, like I said, because it had almost expired. I think I took it in October, and it would have expired in December, because that's when Khadijah was killed. So he started working on it in June or March. So I went through everything, and I found that he had done the preliminary work. The thing was, and I'll show you, I didn't write on my exhibits, but so what I'm going to do is, I've already submitted this to the court. I'm going to have a live trial today, and I'm going to let you guys watch it. So I got a camera sitting back in the distance, and I'm going to let them know that I'm recording. So I sent in a request to submit exhibits for my trial. So I'm going to show you this document. See that document? Those are my exhibits. Okay. Show you guys how I did it. I have, I really just have 4 exhibits. Okay. So because they have a defense, and their defense is a technicality, which is what they're looking for, a technicality. So at first they said I didn't do the preliminary work. In my first case, it was December 9th, they allowed me to amend my case. They also said I needed experts. Well, I don't have any experts, don't have tons of money to get experts. So they allowed me to amend my case. I rewrote my case where I didn't need any experts. Okay, so now today I'm going to try so they don't dismiss my case on these technicalities that the preliminary work wasn't done. So those are my exhibits. I don't think you can see that, but let me show you. Let me stand over here. You guys keep your eye on the camera. So the attorney reached out to this hospital to let them know they were going to be sued way longer than 90 days. You have to give a 90-day notice that someone is going to be sued when you sue somebody. Okay, let me show you that law real quick. I'm trying to hurry up. I got to run upstairs and get dressed for this hearing, and I'm going to let you guys be on the hearing with me. Okay, so here's a law, Florida law. It says after completion of pre-investigation. So that's what they said. I guess they said the pre-lawsuit wasn't done. The pre-preliminary work wasn't done. They have a law that says you cannot sue them unless you've done that. So this attorney had this for all this time. And they say he didn't do it. But I have receipts to show that this attorney reached out to Bayfront Medical Hospital and they never responded. So I don't know if you can see these laws. Trying to, let me see. First law is right there. Florida law. Then they got another Florida law. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, anyway. And then they've got their furthermore. You see their furthermore, 90 days? Okay, well, I'm going to try my best to defend my lawsuit against them because I want them to be held accountable for what they did to Khadijah. Mind you, okay, if I lose today against this lawsuit, just to hold them accountable, it doesn't, for me, I haven't lost because I feel like they may have shut me down in the court, but they've not shut me down with Facebook, YouTube, and the truth, which is what I'm going to tell everybody what the truth is. So they're not saying they didn't do anything wrong. They're just saying that, oh, you missed that little thing right there. So we don't have to deal with you. We don't have to allow your suit to come through. Well, that's fine. It don't have to come through. I could amend it, appeal it, but I don't think I'm going to waste appealing it if I lose today. I'm just going to continue telling what happened, what they did. So, I think I showed you guys. This attorney set out and filed a first notice. That was their first notice. You see the date? That's what's important. The date. July 27, 2018. Okay? I've been, look, this law firm, they probably say, oh my gosh, we should have been got rid of this lady. Never, if you're in law school, never underestimate a pro se litigant. You don't underestimate a pro se litigant. Okay? Then there was a second request for Bayfront to respond to the attorneys about a lawsuit from Belinda Wood. They didn't answer. Then, and you got to keep these receipts. When anytime you file something with the court or you send it certified, you make sure you keep your receipts because you're going to need them later to prove that you mailed it to them. So here, really quick, is a receipt. Show that we mailed it. That attorney mailed it. Okay, and then here's a third request. I got to do this real quick. Here's a third request. My court trial starts at 3:30. Okay, so real quick, third request to this hospital, but they're going to try to dismiss it because they said, oh, you didn't file the preliminary. Well, this attorney did it. So really quick, here's the receipt from the third request that he asked them. He actually filed four requests. So being that they said that this attorney didn't do what he was supposed to do for my case and filed the preliminary work, I filed a bar complaint against him. So the bar complaint was filed in January or February of 2021. February, March, April, May, 3 months. They reviewed this bar complaint that I filed against that attorney. Trying to see how you can see it. This bar complaint that I filed against that attorney because stating that he did not file my preliminary work for this case. And the bar got back to me and said he did everything he was supposed to do. So, you guys, we're going to see today how Bayfront wiggles out of this. Okay? And like I said, if they close our case, if we lose, it's no problem. Because this case is for them to be held accountable. So either they will be held accountable with what they did to Khadijah, performing an abortion on her under an alias name, or I got to keep my tone down. Ugh, God, I got to practice right now. I'm keeping my tone down. Either they will be held accountable from taking her organs that I didn't request, her eyeballs, okay, or and for just doing a lot of things to her that I never knew they were doing, okay. And I told you, I refiled that lawsuit, but I refiled it. So they said I couldn't. So since they allowed me to amend it, so now listen. So they allow me to amend it. So because I wrote the first suit against Bayfront for negligence and what they did to Khadijah, they said I can't do that without experts and without all this preliminary work done, all this pre-work done. So I rewrote it and I put the lawsuit as to what they did to me. So now my complaint is written out to me for intentional infliction of emotional distress. Okay? So this is what they're trying to dismiss. And they're not saying that they didn't do it. They're just, they found that niche and they're going to see if they can walk with that. So we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to get dressed. We have court in a few minutes.